Let's talk about the 4-day work week. I think that there is a real story to be told as it relates to artificial intelligence and an agentic workforce where you have uh, copilots or subject matter experts that are actually AI, artificial intelligence, doing a bulk of the work, at least a bulk of the rote and routine work that one does on a normal basis. So if you were to take today's 5-day work week as a premise and you were to overlay agents into your organization, suffice it to say, each one of your team members should be more productive, should be more efficient, and just as effective, if not more effective than they have been leading up to this point in time. And this idea of a 4-day work week, potentially even less than a 4-day work week, could be a real thing. The territory that I think we're headed toward and becomes very interesting to me from a tactical standpoint or from a strategic standpoint is that if you are able to reduce one's work day, work commitment, work hour obligation to 30 hours, you're going to run into territory where you don't have to carry insurance and other things related, benefits related to a full-time team member. Now, we could get into the ethical discussions related to that, but you do run into a territory where you could make decisions like that. I'm not necessarily sure if those are decisions that would boost or help your attempt to get a good talent pool or to keep A players, but it certainly is something that you could entertain. It's certainly something you could entertain, especially as it relates to potentially low risk and low reward type roles and responsibilities, or at least functions of said role or said responsibility. Or you could certainly do more with less, you could do more work with less team members, as we talked about before, working through attrition, not to replace positions in your organization, but just to let them fade off into the sunset. But I think there's this interesting thing shaping up with AI that will make a 4-day work week a reality. One of the other questions that comes to mind is, are we talking about now a 32-hour work week versus a 40-hour work week? And does that reduce costs? And or are people going to like the idea of being paid 32 hours instead of 40 hours? Or are people expecting to still earn 40 hours worth of wage in a 4-day work week, only putting in 32 hours? And or are the work weeks going to look like 10-hour days, 4 days a week? I'm just interested in the answers to all of those questions. This is something that I think is going to come to be pretty quickly here in the first quarter, second quarter of next year as AI starts to make its way into the multifamily space in a real way. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.